today's online webinar. On behalf of Sangameshwar College Solapur, I wholeheartedly welcome to respective Kadadi ma'am, Secretary Sangameshwar Education Society Solapur, Dr. R.P. Bua, Principal, Dr. Meenakshi Rai Sharma, who is today's our guest speaker, and all the participants. We are truly excited to have a distinguished set of guests and speakers with us today. Now, it is time for the official welcome address. I invite Dr. P.Z. Metri, our Nodal coordinator, to share a few words. Metri, madam, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to today's webinar. Respected Honorable Secretary, Ms. Jyoti Kadadi, Madam. Respected Principal, Sir. Ruturaj Boa, Sir. And today's resource person, Meenakshi Rai Sharma, Ma'am. And all the dignitaries who are joined to us for this webinar. It's really a pleasure to welcome you all for today's webinar on virtual lab. On behalf of Sangameshwar College, Solapur, city's first autonomous college, I wish to have a very effective teaching learning through this webinar. Shri Sangameshwar Education Society's Sangameshwar College, Solapur was established in June 1953 by Karma Yogi late Shri N.B. Kadadi and late Shri M.B. Kadadi with a vision to spread education in general and instruct in any branch of knowledge whenever and wherever feasible. This institute is standing splendid and serene at the historical Sat Rasta, Solapur, bearing more than 7 decades of testimony to higher education. This academic institution has progressively proved a leader in higher education, striving continuously to attain excellence under the able guidance of Chairman Honorable Shri Dharamrajji Kadadi Sir and Secretary Honorable Ms. Jyoti Kadadi Madam, under the strong inspiration of Principal Dr. Rudraj Bua Sir. The self-motivated staff are taking the institute towards higher goals and broader horizons with the motto Kayakave Kailasa, means work is worship. This renowned center of learning has distinguished itself by preserving its heritage and is simultaneously forging ahead with times. The institute is a reservoir of quality personnel, and the appointment of 2 of its faculty members to the coveted post of Vice Chancellor has added more feathers to our cap. We are proud of late Sri Principal, Shri K. Bhogishiana, ex-Vice Chancellor of Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Dr. Iresh Swami, first Vice Chancellor of Solapur University, Solapur. We are happy to have such a diverse group of participants for today's webinar, and we are looking forward to an engaging and informative session. Today's webinar will explore new trends in technology usage in laboratory experiments through virtual lab. And we are fortunate to have Dr. Meenakshi Rai Sharma, Associate Professor, JSPM's Rajeshri Sahu, College of Engineering, Pimpri Chinchwad, with us to share their insights and experience in using virtual labs for enhancing the knowledge of students and teachers as well. As we embark on this learning journey together, I encourage you to participate actively, ask the questions, and make the most of this opportunity. Your engagement is what makes these events truly valuable. People will come and go, but who will always be there by your side is yourself. With this quote, I welcome you all once again for this webinar. Thank you. Thank you one and all. Over to Bukka.
Thank you very much, madam. Now, I would like to request Dr. P.B. Gore Patil, sir, to introduce our esteemed guest for today's webinar. Gore Patil, sir, please.
Hello, I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I am going to introduce chief guest of today's national webinar on sorry. I am going to introduce chief guest of today's webinar on virtual labs organized by Sangmeshwar College, Solapur. Today's chief guest, Dr. Meenakshi Rai Sharma, is working as an associate professor at JSPM's Rajeshri Shahu College of Engineering, Pimpri Chinchwad, Pune. Resource person has done her BTech from NIT Hamirpur in civil engineering in 2002. She has completed MTech from NIT Jaipur in civil engineering in 2004. Resource person gained a PhD in civil engineering in 2010 from reputed institute IIT Guwahati. Currently, she is working as a Nodal Center coordinator for her institute's virtual lab. She also is working as a coordinator in important cells of her institute, mainly NBA and NAC coordinator, as a NAC coordinator. Her scientific achievements are Google Scholar citation is 113, H index 3, H10 index 1. She also associate member of American Society of Civil Engineers. She is successfully a part of various NPTEL MOOCs courses and received gold and silver medal for this same. I am thank all organizer committee members for giving this opportunity to introduce today's chief guest. Thank you. Over to Bukka sir.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time for the highlight for today's session. Guidance by our esteemed resource person, Dr. Meenakshi Rai Sharma, Associate Professor at JSPM's Rajeshri Shahu College of Engineering, Pune. We are eager to hear from you, Dr. Sharma, madam. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Okay, I'll share my screen now. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the whole screen?
No, ma'am. Please put it on presentation mode. Yeah, below that, from beginning. Yes. Click on the first icon that is from beginning. Yes, ma'am. Now it's fine.
Thank you for the good introductions. I would like to welcome you all to the guidance session on virtual labs. So today we are going to talk about basically what are the benefits of virtual labs to students, to faculty members, and if you decide to become a nodal centers, what are the various benefits that you can take thereof. So to start with, Virtual Lab Project is an initiative of Ministry of Human Resource, Government of India, with the objective to provide all the students with equal opportunities to quality, practical and hands-on experiment-based learning. This I can say is also a part of the objective of NEP 2020. So currently Virtual Lab IIT Bombay has 1427 nodal centers in 9 disciplines of engineering, and we have currently 1000 experiments on board. Now, why virtual labs? The first is enhanced practical learning. So while virtual lab, we cannot replace the traditional hands-on labs, but you can enhance the learning opportunities to the users. So you can do it by two ways. First is the students can perform the experiments that are there similar to the lab experiments, but then this is more interactive, more visualization, so that is why it's more interesting to the students, and then the students can repeat it a number of times. So they will get to know whether the repetitive value is there or not. Secondly, you can also see that there are some experiments which are there in virtual lab which will reinforce the concept that has been taught in the class. The setup may not be in the lab, but if you want the students to see whether they have understood the concept or not, like here for an example, dynamic analysis of 4-bar mechanism, and here you can play around with the values here. So the students can see if you change a particular parameter, how is the visualization going to change, or how is the conceptually how it is going to change. So they can reinforce whatever they have learned in the classroom here in the virtual labs. So these two ways we can enhance the practical learning of the students. Second is, of course, it has remote accessibility. There is no geographical constraint. We can access virtual lab on individual device from any place, and it 24/7. So this has played a great role during the COVID times, and then we are taking it further here also. The third is the curriculum integration. So all the experiments that are done in the virtual labs are based on the prescribed curriculum of the UGC and AICTE. One most important factor that is coming up nowadays is interdisciplinary learning. So here, if a student in civil engineering or mechanical engineering or maybe some sciences, if they want to do some coding, or if they want to do something in mechanical engineering, so we can do that here in the virtual lab. So there is no need to go to that particular discipline and then go there and attend those practicals. They can play around with different types of experiments in the virtual labs. So that is one very good one aspect. And then again, this is also a part of NEP 2020 process here. And then here you can see that before you go to the main lab, if the students are given circuits like this, they can go about the circuits, they can understand what are the different inputs that are to be given. So before they go to the actual experiment, they are ready for doing the experiment. So that way also the virtual lab will enhance the learning process. The fifth one is beyond the syllabus. We do a lot of content which are beyond syllabus for the theory, but then with the help of virtual labs, the same can be done for the labs also. Suppose a lab in civil engineering has 6 experiments, but according to your prescribed syllabus, you are supposed to do only 4 experiments. So you can do the next 2 experiments also, and then you can show it as beyond the syllabus. And that way, when any committee comes, like nowadays NAC, NBA committee is there, so you can show that you've done something beyond the syllabus, and this is very helpful. Besides the technical subjects, virtual lab also has a subject based on communication skills. So the students who want to improve their soft skill can go through this virtual labs. So there they teach business communication, the email, how the email is to be written, and the basic grammar. So like I told you earlier, before performing any physical experiments, the students can be made aware of the connections, process, various components, and protocols of the experiments. So before they go to the lab, they are more ready of the various theories behind the experiment. Also, it offers a safe environment. So here the students can basically play with different type of parameters. Some experiments in the lab may not be very safe in terms of you cannot increase beyond a particular voltage, you cannot increase beyond a certain temperature, but in virtual lab you can do that, and you can analyze what happens if you go beyond a certain point. So it offers a safe environment for students who are inquisitive. Also, as it is everything's online, it is a reduced cost and no maintenance. And one important points for faculty members are those who are doing virtual labs very well can present papers on various topics like effectiveness of the virtual lab during the practical sessions, how the virtual lab is helping them achieve the higher cognitive levels in the classroom teaching or during the practical sessions also. So the faculty members here, like I told you, the cognitive levels, so are guided to integrate the virtual labs to the teaching and the learning process by enhancing the lab experience through theoretical aspects. So for example, this is a bubble sort experiment. So what we do here is there are 2 cognitive domains that I've put here, but then it can go to 4 cognitive levels also. In the first one, in the remember and understand, so students will just understand the steps in the algorithm. But in the second case, students will pass their own elements and apply the algorithm and analyze the stepwise execution. So based on what type of labs you are taking, so you can also make this differentiations in the cognitive domains, and then you can explain it to the students. So it is a very useful tool. The use of virtual labs according to the cognitive domains from understanding to evaluate are present in some of the experiments. You may not find them in all the experiments, but some of the experiments, especially the circuit branches, it is there. And some advanced level experiments are also available. So you might not have currently have these these types of machines in the lab, but the students can get a sense of what the different understanding of the various instruments through the virtual labs. Like 3D printing is becoming very important nowadays, but all the colleges may not be able to may not have the infrastructure at the current moment. So till they get the instrument, they can do it virtually. Now, what are the benefits if you become a virtual lab nodal center? Okay, so once you become a center, there are certain things which are only for the virtual lab nodal center of IIT Bombay. First is the participation in nodal center activities for new content creations. So every year IIT Bombay host boot camps at various colleges. Okay, here the faculty members as well as the students can attend those boot camps and be part of a new content creation. Okay, they will teach you how to write the various storyboards. Okay, they have their own storyboards where you need to write the aim, experiment, the process, and then there is the second part is the coding part. Okay, so everything is taught in this boot camp, and you can, once you become a nodal center, you can also become a part of this. Second is assistance to faculty members and students in virtual lab training program and student internship opportunities. So for example, here at my institute RSV, so we train students as well as faculty members of other colleges in and around Pune region here. So if they want to be a part of developing a new content, if you find that, suppose you go through the labs in the virtual lab and you feel that there are certain experiments that are missing, or you find out that the experiments are there but it is not up to the mark and you want to improve it, so you write a letter to the through the virtual lab nodal center to IIT Bombay, and then they will allot you a specific time and date and a mentor, and we can have these types of activities where from start to end we will be teaching you how to create a new content on the virtual lab. So these activities also can be done. Second list, for students, we have internship opportunities. Again, every year during the summer season, IIT Bombay Virtual Lab offers internship students to students, and then certain for this, they should know some coding. Okay, and if the students send the CV to IIT Bombay, then some of them are selected and they can be at IIT Bombay for a period of around 1 to 1.5 months, and at the end of the period they will get certification. So internship opportunities are there for the virtual lab nodal centers. Also, I told you, if you are a faculty member and if you are interested in developing new content, then again through the trainings you can do so. This is a sample of RSV has developed for electrical department 8 experiments. So this is sample of what you need to do. So pedagogy, aim, experiment, okay, the various steps. So all these things needs to be done. Okay, and after this basic theoretical part is then the simulation part comes. So here we take the help. So we have a student club and a faculty who is in charge of the development process. So what they do is whatever experiments are come under us, we ask the students to code them. So that's how the coding club also has developed, and then we take the help in developing these simulators. So this is the second part. So that is how all the faculty members who are interested can be a part of the faculty the content creation. And then you can also have a visibility in the national level. So if you are a part of virtual lab nodal center, you will be given some credentials, and once you start using the virtual lab, everything will be registered in their nodal portal. Okay, and every month you can view how many usage is there. So the minimum usage for the EOI to be renewed next year is 8,000. Okay, so it's 8,000 usage. So and every month you can track how much is the usage your college has done, and this is being monitored by the Ministry of Education. So you get visibility on the national level. Now, how to become a nodal center? Okay, so there are eligibility rules. So you should be a central or a state university, and then approved by AICTE or UGC. Okay, and then there is this minimum computers that is required. And once you become a virtual lab center, you cannot charge students for the use of the virtual labs. You should have one nodal coordinator, one outreach coordinator, and depending on how many department you have, you should have departments head, and none of them should be repeated. And then as I told you earlier, renewal of EOF form for next year is subjected to a fair usage. Currently it is 8,000 usage per month, but even if you are not able to get that usage and you are stuck up somewhere, then if you let us know, then we'll help you in conducting the workshop and get the required usage for the particular year. Now, the first step is the expression of interest. Okay, so if you are interested to become a nodal center, you have to write to the IIT Bombay virtual lab. Okay, then they'll send you a link for the EOI. Now, what are the various items that you require before you fill the EOI? The institute acronym, institute name, the AISH code, approval number. If you have an accreditation status, you can write it down, and the different coordinators, the nodal coordinator, outreach coordinator, and the different department coordinators name, and then experience, email IDs. So that you need to keep ready before you fill the EOI form. Okay, so once this is ready, you can fill it online and submit it. So all the process is online. So once the EOI is submitted and accepted by the IIT Bombay Virtual Center, then all the credentials for nodal coordinator, outreach coordinator, and department coordinators are generated, as you can see. So you need to log in as per your credentials. The credentials are not overlapping. And so step 2, once you become the nodal center, the step 2 is you have to fill in the annual planner. Annual planner means how do you plan to achieve the required usage throughout the year. Okay, so in this case, all the department coordinators through their login should add their annual plan, how much they are planning to take. Suppose discipline, suppose I am from mechanical, so in mechanical engineering, how many labs am I planning to use within a year? Okay, even if it's a semester system, you have to fill for the entire year. And then the faculty in charge, okay, if you don't have faculty fixed for the next semester, you can just have a dummy faculty there, and then later on you can use it. And in then syllabus scope, can you use it beyond the syllabus, or is it within the syllabus that you need to write? Expected users. Expected users means, for suppose for a particular date, I have planned a workshop, and then I know these number of students or faculty members will be attending the workshop. Okay, so that is the expected users, may not be accurate. Okay, only expected. And expected users is, so expected user into number of experiments they are required to do in a particular time. Suppose I am planning to take 5 experiments in a particular day, and my expected users is 100. So 100 into 5 is my expected users. So that way you need to fill in this, but all the departmental coordinators need to fill in this particular tab and then submit it. So once the departmental coordinators submit this for the entire year, okay, then the nodal coordinator will summarize this, will download it from the download tab, okay, and then he will take the required sign from the head of the institute, okay, and then he will upload it again in the virtual lab portal. Okay, so this is how the annual planner is submitted. So once you submit the planner, then only you will get the required permission to conduct the workshops. So before this, you cannot conduct workshops. This second step is also very, very important. Okay, so in case you have any further queries, we have a video tutorial we have made on how to fill the annual planner. It is available and we can share it with you later. So once you fill in the right hand side, you can see, so this is how it looks like, the annual planner, how many labs have been planned throughout the year. Now, once the annual planner is filled, you have the right to conduct the workshop, both the workshop, the in-house workshop and the outreach workshop. First, I'll discuss the in-house workshop. Okay. Here, each departmental coordinator, again, for a scheduled date. Now, each departmental coordinator need to add workshop prior to the scheduled date through their login and conduct the workshop as per the scheduled date. Here, again, the same thing. Okay, workshop date, expected users, select discipline, number of labs, expected users, and the lab. Now, this needs to be done every time you have planned the workshop throughout the year. Annual planner is only once, but this has to be done every time you plan a workshop. And then the first step for this, now the students and the first time users, the faculty users, the first thing you need to do is create an account. So there is a VLab portal through which an account needs to be created for everybody. So this is compulsory requirement for all before you submit the feedback form. And then if there are some problems in the registration process or how to add the workshop, again, we have a video tutorial based on that, which we'll be sharing later. Okay, the next step is preparing the notice. Again, this notice has to be in a proper manner and the as it is displayed here. Okay, the event and the date of the notice and the conduction date should be the same. Both of them should match. The event notice should be signed by the HOD and the nodal coordinator. So if there are 5 departments conducting a virtual lab on the same date, there should be 5 notices and all of them can be summarized together, and then one event photo can be put up. Okay, so event notice should have the virtual lab name, the department, the name of the labs that you are taking on that particular day, and the experiments. So all of them again will be tracked when your students or the faculties will be giving the feedback. Okay, and then the notice should be clean with no correction with pen later on. Okay, and most important is event notice should match the date of the report. Now, how to access virtual lab? The portal link will be given by your nodal coordinator. So once you access, you will see for the engineering department, we have around 9 labs. Okay, you can go to any labs as per your discipline, and then you can access the virtual labs here. So on the day of the workshop, now how you should guide your students is, you should not directly go to the simulation process. Okay, you should go to the pre-test. Here you can see. Okay, aim, you should explain the theory and give them a pre-test initially. Before you start the test, a pre-test is there. Okay, and the process, everything should be explained well. Okay, and while they are doing the experiment, next you go to the simulation part. Here, this is the simulation part. Okay, and while they are going through the simulation part also, there are questions which are asked in between. So when the students answer that question, only then they can go forward. Okay, so after the test, again they can take a post test. Okay, and see how they have performed. So this is one way of evaluating them. And then during the session, after you've explained all the theoretical aim, experiment, process, procedure, okay, you take a hands-on session of the students on how to actually work on the simulator. Then during the workshop, the faculty in charge also should take a geotag photo of the particular session, like you see in the right side. Okay. Yeah. So after the session, the student should log in through the account and give the feedback. Now, this is one of the most important steps. I think later on, Dr. Pushpanjali will explain you how to take the feedback. Okay, but if you don't go through this process, then your performance of virtual lab will not be recorded on the portal. Also, the nodal coordinator and the faculty in charge should note that if there are less than 10 number of feedbacks that are given in a particular day, then the workshop will be termed as invalid. Okay, so once the hands-on sessions are over, you should guide the students to take this feedback. So the feedback links are given. Okay, once they log in through the registered users, they should give the feedback. That, like on the right hand side, you can see different disciplines. The toggle down is there, lab names, drop downs are there, all the experiment names will also come, and you can keep on adding rows as you go. Okay, so once they give the feedback, they'll be registered as the users of that particular workshop, and then the next day you will get here you will get their attendance, you will get the report, like how many students attended that particular workshop and the name of the students, everything will come. And this this you can show when anytime there is a committee, you can show that this is the report that has been generated by IIT Bombay, and then this is accepted as a usage of virtual lab. So this is the workshop report and the workshop attendance which is generated by IIT Bombay. Okay, so here you can see, so once you conduct the workshop, the next day you can go to the portal under the pending workshop. Here you will see, once you click on this, you can see download attendance, download workshop report, and once you've done that, taken the signatures from the concerned authorities, okay, you need to upload them. Okay, scan and upload them, and along with that you have to upload a group photo and an event photo. So this is a group photo is the one in which they're doing the workshop, and the event photo is the notice that you had created earlier about the workshop. Okay, so once these 4 things are submitted, then your usage will be there in the reflected in the statistics board. There is a dashboard. Okay, once you become a nodal center, you will be given this particular dashboard, okay, where you can see every month what was the usage, okay, and the ratio of usage of these users, as well as the how much experiments the users have completed. So this is seen in the dashboard. This is how you can track whether you can complete 8,000 usage in a particular month, particular year. Okay, so every month you can track this particular usage, and this is generated only after your students or the users in your college will give the feedback after the workshop, the same day as the workshop. Now, as the second part of conduction of workshop is the outreach workshop. Now, since once you become a nodal center, we would also like you to extend the same process to the other institute which are nearby. Okay, so you need to make them aware of the virtual labs, and then how we can do is either it can be offline, or we do many of them offline, and in about neighboring colleges we do offline, and if it is from different states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh region, then we do it online. So how we do the outreach processes, so you have a departmental outreach coordinator. Okay, so he'll schedule a date for the outreach workshop through his login. So this can only be done through the login of the outreach coordinator. Okay, so notice is prepared prior to the workshop date, and then registration of all the users during the workshop is also done. So all these things are done prior to the workshop. And during the workshop, you need to train the coordinators, the nodal coordinators, departmental coordinators about the roles and responsibilities and the documentation process. Then the hands-on trainings are to be provided to the virtual lab nodal centers. You create workshops, student registration, in-house workflow. So everything, right from creating the workshop, right from doing the registration of the users to taking the feedback. So it takes around 2 to 3 hours for this particular workshop to complete. Okay, so everything should be done by the nodal center. And then we give training to the faculty members, like I told you earlier, how to integrate the curriculum, virtual labs into the curriculum, explain them the NEP 2020 guidelines, and how you can use the VLabs for your NBA and NAC processes. Okay. Again, faculty members are also required to complete the registration process along with the students. So this is all about the virtual lab registration processes and how to go about conducting the workshops. So if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Ma'am, I am Dr. Saravanan from Mother Teresa Institute of Engineering and Technology,
Okay.
Andhra Pradesh, ma'am. Ma'am, how to register, ma'am, for virtual lab in IIT Bombay?
Okay. So what you, I think Dr. Pushpanjali is the center head, right?
Yes,
So you
madam.
have been given Andhra Pradesh, I think.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
So so you will have to convey it to madam,
Okay, ma'am.
and then madam will convey it to IIT Bombay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
So I can tell you about Maharashtra here, my college. So what I do is, when I get the request, so I convey it to IIT Bombay,
Okay,
and
ma'am.
then we do it in 2 steps. First, I conduct an online meeting with around 15 to 20 potential coordinators of the department along with the head of the institute, and then we explain them the various mandate and the process like I did today.
Okay, ma'am.
So that is the first step. Then I'll get your phone number, the email ID of the head of the institute, everybody. So that I get, and I'll pass it to IIT Bombay.
Okay,
So
okay,
then
ma'am.
IIT Bombay will send a link to
Okay,
the head
okay.
of the institute's mail ID.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay,
So
okay, ma'am.
once the link is sent, that is the EOI link. Okay. So once the link is sent, then you can fill in all the, just a minute, I'll go to here. So once this link is sent, you are supposed to fill this. Can
Okay,
you see
okay.
here?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, ma'am.
yes. So you need to fill all the details online and submit it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And then you have to take the printout, take the required signature and resubmit it, scan it and resubmit it online. So that
Oh.
is the process. And in the second step, what we do is, so this is the first step. In the
Okay, ma'am.
second step, once the EOI is approved, we again take a second workshop where
Okay.
we do a hands-on conduction of virtual labs for all the students and the faculty members of that particular college. So
Okay,
it is
okay.
a 2-step process.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Ma'am, already actually before 1 week before itself, actually we send soft copy one format to the through the mail, ma'am. But we should upload it through online
Yes,
only,
yes,
ma'am.
yes.
We
Tell me, how did you get the EOI form? Did you get it through
actually
your principal?
from portal only, ma'am. From
No,
portal.
no, no. That portal, it will not work. Now you need to, now actually, if ma'am is the coordinator there, so
Yes,
through
ma'am.
her, it needs to go.
Okay,
Through the
okay,
I
ma'am.
portal, it
received
will not
the,
work, sir.
just a second,
So
ma'am. I
madam
received,
will
yes,
forward it to IIT Bombay, and the link will be sent to the head of the institute of your college.
Okay,
If
okay,
you are
ma'am.
the head of institute, actually, it will be sent to you, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I think madam interfere, I think. Pushpanjali, ma'am. I'm back.
yes, Sarvanand sir.
Yes, madam.
Actually, I received a mail from Manish Nagoshi sir, professor from IITB.
Okay, ma'am.
He told after this workshop, whatever
Okay.
the mandatory process, we will continue. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Definitely.
Okay, ma'am.
So similarly, madam, you can conduct the workshop for
Yes. ma'am.
the colleges there. So
Yes.
first, I think the EOI is, if EOI is filled, then the second workshop will be for all the faculty members and the students of the
Department.
college. The outreach you have to conduct.
Yes, ma'am.
The outreach coordinator will conduct that.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Any more
Thank you for
questions?
sharing your valuable insights and guidance. So now I request the participant, please turn on your videos so we can capture some exciting moment from this webinar. Please.
May I request Meenakshi ma'am to stop sharing so that we can have all the photographs?
Okay, thank you. Now I request Dr. PZ Maitri once again to provide her expert guidance to the participants. Maitri ma'am, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I will share my screen. Is my screen is visible? Am I audible?
Yes, madam. Audible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. I welcome you all for my presentation on student or faculty registration and the feedback process for the virtual lab. So my presentation goes like this. It starts from the introduction. So as the part of introduction is covered by ma'am, basically the project of virtual lab is a consortium activity of 12 participating institutes, and IIT Delhi is coordinating institute. On screen, you can see the participating institutes which are contributing in the development of virtual labs. There are various IITs are there, along with Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham and COE Pune. So the objectives of this lab is to provide remote access to simulation-based labs in various disciplines of science and engineering, to enthuse students to conduct experiments by arousing their curiosity. This would help them in learning basic and advanced concepts through remote experimentation. Important objective is to provide a complete learning management system around the virtual labs where the students or teachers can avail the various tools for learning, including additional web resources, video lectures, animated demonstrations, and self-evaluation. So we will go into the registration process. So as you can see the link on the screen. If you click on this link, you will get into this screen. And here, if you click on the login option, I think you can see this screen. So this option. So this, when you click on this option, you will directly go to the next process, that is various tabs you can observe. So once we click on login, you can see the different tabs are available. One is for head of the institute, another one is for a department coordinator, nodal coordinator, then outreach coordinator. These four are the different authorities given to various stakeholders, we can say. Means the duties of all the four heads are different. So finally, the virtual labs, when we start or plan for workshops, we have to get the student or faculty registration in this. Here you can see there are two concepts in the virtual lab. One is in-house workshop and another one is outreach workshop. Once you become the nodal center for the virtual lab, then your college, whatever the college is going to organize the workshop from different departments or branches of education, those labs are known as in-house workshops. So for that, if the students belongs to your college want to register for the virtual, then you have to go this second last link, that is feedback in-house form. So once you click on this, you will get the screen like this, as you can observe here. So here there are two options. One is login and then create account. So when the student enter for this, if the student is entering into the virtual lab first time, then the student must go for the create account option. First, all the student must be get registered for the virtual lab, because we are the new nodal center, isn't it? So the student must register in the virtual lab. So for the students who are registering for in-house workshop, the workshop will take 2 to 3 days time for the student registration. Are you getting? The students who are registering first time for in-house workshop, it will take some time. But the student who are registering for outreach workshop, within 2 to 3 minutes, the registration will take place. Now, what is this outreach workshop? Outreach workshop means other than your college. Once you become the nodal center, you are going to spread the information, the experiences, whatever you are gaining out of the virtual lab to the other colleges around you. So in that case, you are going to visit to other colleges. As I am conducting this workshop for different colleges in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa, and Andhra Pradesh. So like this, for various states, this program is organized. Means this is the outreach workshop, we can say. So in the same way, in future, when you become the nodal center, then when you go for different colleges other than your own college, then in that case, such workshops are known as outreach workshop. In that case, on the same day, you can go to the other college, and on the same day, you can get the student registration going back to this outreach form, feedback outreach form. So when you conduct for outreach workshops, you have to get the student registration out of your college student. For that outreach, you have to select the last option, that is feedback outreach form. And for this, there is no time. Within 2 to 3 minutes, the outside college student will get registered. So these are the two important registration process which we need to understand. Now, the registration of the students has, right? So after that, the student will go to the workshops and they perform the experiment. As just now Meenakshi ma'am explained about the workshops, how we have to conduct by using the virtual lab. So the student, when they go through with the experiment aim, procedure, self-test, pre-test, theory and all. So after that, the student, when they start giving the feedback, so in that case also, the student, once you become the nodal center, as you can see, the different numbers are reflecting and the name of different colleges have been given. Now, when you become the nodal center, your college will also be given particular number. Now you can see 95 is the nodal center number for Sangameshwar College, Solapur. So similarly, each and every college who are going to register with IIT Bombay will be given a particular number. Then your student, when they are going to register, they have to select the institute. When you are conducting in-house workshop, that means you are conducting the workshop for your own students, then you can call it as in-house workshop. For that, when the students are registering, when they come to this tab, that is select institute, then the nodal coordinator, they will get the number of college when they get registered with the IIT Bombay. Then the nodal coordinator will guide to the each department coordinator how to register and all. And from that, the student is going to, or student or faculty is supposed to fill this form. Whenever you conduct in-house workshop or in-house registration of the student or faculty, the particular number given to that particular college will be selected, and then remaining all formalities, first name, last name, date of birth, and all emails, these all should be entered and get registered. So this is what you are going to follow for the registration of the student. Now, once the student enter all the details, after that student will be enrolled with that particular college name. So as I just informed, it may take 1 or 2 days for the in-house student, means your own college students. Now the student enrollment is completed, and the department coordinator will schedule the workshop, and then the particular department student will perform the virtual experiment. Now coming to the feedback part, after completing the registration, when we come for the feedback, the student should use the same, just now madam said, na? So in the same way, the student should use the registered email. What email the student or faculty used to register with the virtual lab, the same email should be used, and password should be created. for that particular virtual lab. So for that, we have some rule that I will explain you in the next slide. So similarly, when the students start giving the feedback after performing the experiment, here you can see along with the serial number, different discipline, then in which lab student is performing, and in that particular lab, what are the various experiments available in the virtual lab portal that is visible on screen. So you can see the down arrow here. When you click on it, so you can see the different discipline on that particular day, which department have been planned or added the workshop in the portal, that is visible, and the particular student will select their own branch and the name of the lab on which they are performing the experiment, and similarly the particular experiment. And then after that, later on, you are going to get whether the experiments are satisfied or not. Like that, different questionnaires will be appearing on the virtual lab portal, and students should fill up, or faculty should fill up all the opinion after using the virtual lab, and then the student or faculty who are giving the feedback should submit that form. Then only the counts or usages of that particular college is going to added in the report. So once, as I told in this part, when the students start giving feedback, then again he or she has to go back to the same link, login, and then feedback in-house. If you are conducting the workshop in your own college, then you have to go for feedback in-house form, and then students should use the registered email ID with the password. And there is a rule to give the password. What is that rule means? The student should use, means the student or faculty, anyone who are registering with virtual lab, they have to use at least one capital letter, at least one small letter, and at least one special characteristics, and at least one number. So these are some rules which virtual lab portal is holding. So here you can see I have given some example, virtual lab @2024, which includes at least one capital letter, at least one small letter, special characteristics, and also the number. This is the rule to create the password along with the email, and the student should remember this password, because every time whenever the student or faculty are using the virtual lab and whenever they are giving feedback, they have to use the same email ID and password, because those email IDs and passwords will be registered in the IIT Bombay portal, which is used for virtual lab. Now, I feel happy to share the information that our Sangameshwar College students have developed the Vedic Maths virtual lab. Actually, only by the experience of virtual lab usage. So many experiment our students have been done. These students are basically from BCA course under the guidance of Miss Rekha Patil Madam. These students developed by their own experience out of the virtual lab. This is what a credit to the college, because actually the student didn't went through boot camp or any hackathons. Even then, after using the virtual lab experiments, they thought, because the BCA student learned many programming languages and all, after using the virtual lab, they themselves motivated and discussed with the faculties and also the coordinators, and then they have developed this Vedic Maths lab for the usage. Shortly, we will be discussing with the IIT Bombay faculties, and whatever the necessary requirements, this will be hosted in the virtual lab portal. So like this, the student, when they start using virtual lab, there are many different experiences they will get, and finally the college will also get the good experience out of the virtual lab. This is the one of the important output we can see by using the virtual lab. So these are the different documents which need to be submitted. After a student gave the feedback in the virtual lab portal, the report of the workshop and attendance of the workshop will be automatically generated by the IITB setup. IIT Bombay have set up a website system wherein after a nodal center conducts workshop, it may be in-house or out outreach program, the reports and attendance will be created automatically. And later on, event photo or notice and the group photo with the geo tag can be submitted in the portal. Here, after the submission of the feedback from students or the faculties, the 4 documents should be uploaded in the portal. Then that usage will be added in the particular Nodal Center credits. So just now Meenakshi ma'am explained about this. So the same thing, and as just now madam told, for event photo, that means for the notice, there are different instructions given by IITB time to time that we need to follow. So coming to the conclusions, the virtual lab initiative at IIT Bombay represents a significant step forward in the use of technology for education. It exemplifies how innovative solutions can overcome traditional barriers in education, providing a model for future developments in the field. By continuing to evolve and adapt, the virtual lab will remain a valuable resource for students and educators alike, promoting a more engaging and effective learning experience. So virtual lab websites and the experiences what I got from last few months, those helped me to bring all this information in front of you. I thank one and all for attending this presentation. I take this opportunity to thank my management and also the principal who gave me this opportunity to work with the virtual lab. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, madam. Now the session is open for all. If you have any questions, you can ask. Participants, you can unmute yourself. Okay. To formally conclude today's session, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone who made this event possible. On behalf of the entire team, I would like to thank our speaker, Dr. Meenakshi Sharma, Dr. Maitri Madam, Dr. Gore Patil Sir, and for their time and valuable contributions. And I also want to thank each of you for your active participation. Let us take these insights forward and make the most of what we have learned today. Thank you all. The feedback link will be shared on your WhatsApp group. So kindly fill the feedback form to improve our future webinar. Thank you, madam.
Thank you,
So
sir.
one more announcement, if anybody is interested, as Sarvanan sir is already in contact with me. If anybody else, any faculties are interested to get the Nodal Center for their college, please write to us on this email, myvirtuallab2024@gmail.com. As just now we got the guidance from Meenakshi Sharma ma'am. Accordingly, we will proceed for the remaining thing. As we know, this is the initiative by the Ministry of Higher Education. Later on, it will be a part of our curriculum. So if anyone is interested, you can please write to us on this email. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pushpanjali and your entire team. And if you need any assistance in future, we are there to help you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
And
you.
also to any of the colleges present here.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, sir.